This is a video on crossover episodes, so I have a guest. Stripe 2. Hi everyone, it's me, I'm Stripe 2. How are you doing, Stripe 2? It's great! Don't talk over me. I'm sorry, I just don't know when you're going to talk, when you're not going to talk. Well, you should know. You did say you said you were my biggest fan. Well, I don't know everything about you. Oh, so you're my biggest fan? Well, if I know your sleep schedule, would you be okay with that? You guys would be comfortable, you know, someone's watching over me. No, I got the 40 hours, you know? Frick you! Frick you! Cartoon Network crossovers. There's something that really puts Cartoon Network apart from its rivals. That being that it's dead. What also does this is that they are very crossover happy. Like, Disney has a few Lilo and Stitch episodes, and there's Rompyverse. Nick has Jimmy Timmy and not much else. Cartoon Network has tons of crossovers. Stuff between the original franchises. Stuff with their old library. Stuff with things they don't even own. So I want to discuss all of them. Excluding minor cameos, movies, because that could be its own video, and the ones that crossover series in the same universe, like Count Chicken with I Am Weasel, or Grim Adventures with Evil Concarne. So I got 32 episodes. Old shows, new shows, even a bear, crossovers we demanded, Adventure Time and Minecraft. All that and more as we dive into every Cartoon Network crossover, as we prepare for the Jellystone crossover, which will probably be the last ever Sand thing. That checkered flag is all too fitting, fellas. We start off by going back to Giant Bravo's third ever episode. I've discussed this in my old Hanna-Barbera video, but the first few cartoons by CN were originally also produced by Hanna-Barbera. So I guess it doesn't come as a shock that they eventually cross over with Bravo Dooby-Doo. Johnny's one of the characters that works in pretty much any situation, and this episode proves that. It's mostly just a normal Scooby-Doo episode, but Johnny is there to point out all the cliches. Granted, making fun of Scooby-Doo cliches at this point is more cliche than the said tropes themselves, but as one of the first official times this happened, it's a cute episode. It was actually my pick for best Johnny Bravo episode, went into my list of the best CN episodes a few years back, and I stand by it. I still think it's funny that it runs with the whole joke of Daphne is the attractive one and Velma is ugly, when she's the one everyone has a crush on. Also, they make the joke about Fred and Daphne splitting up to go in the same room together. A joke so amazing and cool and funny that Robot Chicken included in every single bit they've ever done in Scooby-Doo. I'm sorry, I had to watch all Scooby-Doo Robot Chicken segments, so I need to vent about them somewhere. This is the only way I can vent about it. I hate Robot Chicken. The episode seems to confirm that Johnny Bravo has no eyes behind his glasses. Epic! The twist is that the monster is Johnny's aunt, who's trying to scare Johnny away because he's so annoying. The gang agrees that he's tied to a tree. As far as we know, he's still there. I Am Weasel is a show that I'm a pretty big fan of. I don't know why, I just really like Weasel as a character, he's funny. I Am My Lifetime is a pretty interesting episode. It shows the canonical birth of Baboon. That's fun! It shows the second after Weasel gets born, the nurse hits on him. She should be arrested! This episode is about the elderly versions of Weasel and Baboon reflecting on their lives and stuff. Cool, Stripe. Why is this here? Well, they're retirement homes, which just randomly have a bunch of old characters there too. Notably our first CN original crossover as Dexter's one of them. Really cool that he reveals the old version of Dexter from the TV movie, but most are Hanna-Barbera characters. There's the main stars, sidekicks, Pebbles and Bam Bam apparently go from babies to full-grown adults to babies again, and the villains, for some reason, does not include any actual villains. Smith and Slate are really just doing their jobs. Why not show us an evil old dick? This is a fun episode, but there's not much to say about it. It's cool to see all these old characters, and it's the first instance of casual appearances of cameos in CN, but it's nothing too special. I give it 2 scenes of a character wearing a dirty diaper out of 10. Dexter's Lab, as the first notable CN show, truly deserves a crossover. Too bad I got one with Ken Jeong.
Dynamite.
Scooby, how'd you know it was me?
Dynamite starts with Dee Dee messing up Dexter's newest invention. Pipes. Just freaking pipes. Then Blue Falcon appears with a freaking dying Dynamite, and Dexter literally does not care. Blue Falcon then brings up that he's rich, and he immediately agrees to help. You know, I keep forgetting how scummy Dexter can be. I love it. It's cool that Blue Falcon and Dynamite are voiced by the original actors Gary Owens and Frank Welker. That's really cool. So Dexter fixes Dynamite. He's annoying.
I'm just fascinated by...
I brought this up in the previously mentioned Hanna-Barbera video. Classic CN freaking despised Hanna-Barbera. Dexter then builds a new Dynamite, who's even more efficient than the old one. He canonically kills 2 children. So then they beat up the new Dynamite, and Blue Falcon and the old Dino leave. Yeah, it's a simple episode, but Dexter will always have a charm to it that makes me enjoy it regardless. Powerpuff Girls and Dexter's makes a lot of reference to each other throughout the runs. The shows being in the same universe is basically all but stated, but it'd be nice to see it maybe made official. There's so much you could do. Dexter butting heads with the girls on Tech versus Raw Power, Mindark and Mojo trying to work together but their egos getting in the way. Their art styles work together pretty well too. We finally get that in Members Only. Except it's bad. The episode starts out fun with a girl interacting with a professor. It's really cute. It shows Blossom little nods here. Then we're introduced to the main plot. The Justice Friends from Dexter's are part of an exclusive club of the best superheroes. And while girls really want to join, heroes are just weirdly sexist for some reason. None of these original characters are jerks in Dexter. Why are they suddenly just the worst, man? Von Halen in particular. He was always a nice, friendly guy who loves being a hero. No idea why he's suddenly a sexist jerk. Also, Krunk, one of the main 3 original Justice friends, just isn't here. But Space Ghost and Birdman are? I mean, I like the message, I guess. You know, women can be heroes too, feminism too. But they don't need to drag down these characters to make it. It's a fine enough episode that is openly worse for being a crossover. Hey, it does have Clancy Brown though, so that's epic. We then return to Johnny Bravo, but we're going all the way back. Patriotic history is unshockingly a crossover between it and Flintstones. Johnny Bravo had a million-year ancestor with the same name and look as him. There's some weird incestuous things going on in the Bravo family tree, and I will not dive into it. It then goes into what might be my least favorite cartoon trope, where someone saves someone and they are then their servant. But at least here, kind of reluctant on Johnny's end, so it avoids a lot of the general tropes. They keep calling Fred fat. I don't see it. Look at my man Frederick Flintstone and tell me he's fat, genuinely. Yeah, this is a simple Shining episode. Not the best Johnny Bravo episode, but it's fun. Now what if Fred spoke like a Pokemon? Modern Primitives is an episode of Grim Adventures where Frederick Herman Flintstone gets unfrozen from his long frozen prison, which means everyone in Flintstones is dead. So now he's Billy's dog. Dude, why is this show so freaking funny? I keep forgetting how great this show is. Like, what if the show had someone blast and naked Fred Flintstone with water? Really, it's just Billy being a silly Billy and torturing Fred, who for some reason can only speak by saying yabba dabba. Then Freddy goes psycho and kills everyone. Okay, so the time I goes Flintstones, crossover with Johnny Bravo. At some point, Johnny dies and his descendant works with the Scooby-Doo gang, who after that interacts with the Flintstones. All the Scooby gang dies and Billy Mandy happens. This will be on the test. Grim Adventures of K&D is definitely the biggest crossover CN has done. It's a prime example of why this is seen as the golden age of CN, just absolutely running with the concept of 2 franchises together. Billy accidentally damages his dad's pants. Pants that Billy's dad modeled to have butt cheeks. Thanks. But he then calls the one group of kids who can help him. The Eds. Because working with Canada is too expensive, they have the K&D. Everything just goes horrifically wrong. The delightful children get fused with the Scythe to become a giant monster. Mandy overtakes the K&D. Everyone thinks Nigel is Billy. This happens.
What's that?
You'll see.
It's just a really funny episode. The wackiness of both worlds blend together greatly. As in, there's just a lot of absolutely freaking up the K&D world. It actually includes a lot of minor cameos from a bunch of other shows too. As the Lethal Reaper assimilates kids from most of the shows at the time, alongside including fake posters at the end. Also, for some reason, Grim can just suddenly make his face huge. It's definitely more of a Grim episode than the K&D one, but it's not at the same level as, like, the Simpsons guy. Overall, still a really funny episode that still holds up. The Ben 10 and Generator Rex crossover, Heroes United, very well might be the best cartoon crossover ever made. And there's definitely a few flaws with it. It's much more heavy on the Rex side of things than Ben, but who cares? It's phenomenal. It actually causes a rift to open, summoning Ben to the world Generator Rex, alongside a new villain. And then the two have a fight, and dude, I gotta make a video on Generator Rex. I keep forgetting that this has, like, the objective best action in Western animation. I also love it in crossovers where the two heroes duke it out without holding back before they realize they're on the same side. And this is arguably the best example of that, as Rex has to hold his own against several of Ben's aliens. I also like the slight redesigns aliens have to fit the world. Like, look at Wrath, he's so fluffy, I wanna hug him. We also got Big Chill, the best alien, so that's cool. This nails Ben's personality perfectly. Like, him seeing the smoothie place isn't there being the final thing to tip him off, that he's not in his role anymore, is cheesy, but it serves as a final sign that he very well may never see his friends or family again. We then fight the big bad guy, and like, the villain is pretty standard personality-wise, but his ability to steal powers makes him super cool. I really love the friendship Rex and Ben have. It just feels so genuine. Also, Ben fusing with Rex definitely gives birth to just so many fanfics. What's really cool is introducing a whole new alien in this crossover that actually carries on to the actual show. Sally with a completely unrecognizable redesign. That lessens the strength of it. What's actually important though is that this looks what Rex gives. Overall, a fantastic crossover. While I wish for more Ben 10 elements, it's easily one of the best crossovers in TV. Really wish we got more of that stand action show shared universe that was planned to happen. But hey, at least got one more of those, being TGIS from Omniverse. Now, I already love Secret Saturdays. It got me into cryptids, some of the most unique worlds in a cartoon, and the absolute coolest villain that sadly never gets the flowers he deserves, Vivi Argost. Too bad literally no one knows this show. I'm literally just trying to look it up will only give you stuff about this episode. I'm pretty sure most people think these characters were made for the show. But hey, how's the episode? Well, I'm mainly put off by a few things. The designs are very off, especially Argost, even if that one's intentional. I got used to it though. What I can't get used to is the voices. Besides Argost, every character is recasted. Why? They just aren't the same to me. I can't accept it. Like, Darius Vader is in this show too. Why isn't he Fisk? Also, why do the statues need to keep cryptids hidden if aliens are pretty well known in this universe? Well, the world is really different if people knew this thing was real. The main plot is that Anno revives Argost. I do really like the idea of him being this Frankenstein monster of parts and stuff. But like, why the metal mask? Why does he suddenly have a robot voice filter? Hey, at least the face he makes before Boss punches him is funny. My things that annoy me as a one Secret Saturdays fan aside, I really enjoyed this episode for what it is. It mostly is a Secret Saturdays episode. Zack and Argost going at it. Some cryptid shenanigans. It's a fun episode. What's not fun is Ben crushing on Zack's mom. That's weird. Why did she appear with a bunch of other girls in a later episode in a game show to decide who gets to date Ben? Why is this allowed? Like, there's nothing going on in this episode besides Ben saying she's hot. Okay, the good, sorry. Argost and Animo is a natural team-up. With how smart Argost is, he totally would have a backup plan after death. Guys, Argost is so cool. Please watch the show. And also, yeah, the normal great action and some good humor. It's a good episode. I just wish more people cared about Secret Saturdays outside of this episode. Well, I had to get to it eventually. Here's Teen Titans Go. Listen, I think it's a little ridiculous that this show is considered the Antichrist. Like, yeah, the original is better. And yes, it did very much stagnate CN to its near death. But as a show on its own, it has its moments. By that I mean it has way too many moments where the show very seriously discusses how to save your money and the IRS. As for being serious, the first episode is a crossover with Young Justice. Let's get serious. After Rob makes a note about how silly his crew is, especially after the Young Justice members show up, the Titans decide to become serious. Also, Raven tells really bad jokes, gets this guy to laugh, and I am scared of this guy. So the serious Titans eat cereal. I can't unsee the gif. And then they just kind of beat the bad guys and mope around a bit, and the episode ends. Yes, this doesn't really count as a crossover. The Young Justice crew really only gets 2 scenes and only Aqualad talks. Purely because he and Cyborg share voice actors. It's fine, I guess. It has a few fun moments, but like, it ends really abruptly. Rod mopes they might never become serious, and they're just immediately goofballs again. Okay.
I have the depression now.
I thought about Steven Universe way more than anyone logically should on this channel in the past. Someone gotta set it up. I love this show, but I just need to discuss the best episode, Say Uncle. Oh, how time flies. Remember when Steven Universe was universally beloved? I know Rampa was shown as the worst show ever made. Now, both are peak fiction. Frick you. Like, how can you hate this episode? Immediately after they declare this as non-canon, they literally have a headcan sink a ship. That's freaking hilarious. Also, Beedrill is here. Also, Garnet thinks Greg is a product of incest.
So that would make him Greg's brother and father?
That would explain a lot.
Like, God, why is this so freaking funny that I want to merge without looking? Also, I love that the gems are usually very pacifistic, but they just gotta kill Uncle Grandpa. Pizza Steve. The episode is good now. Mr. Gus. I'm sexually confused now. Shout out to him for making the fan name Gemstona canon. I love how Pearl delivers this line so much that I quote it all the time.
That's not my baby!
Except for some Vor, Garnet just casually destroys the universe. Steven makes his shield to protect Uncle Grandpa. Oh yeah, he was trying to summon his shield. That was the plot of the episode. I was too busy being distracted with Pizza Steve. Oh, and I guess every show is canon to this non-canon episode. I don't care what anyone says, I love this episode. It's ridiculous, it's funny, it's a great molding of 2 shows. It's always a good morning here. Also, holy frick, my goat is back! Okay, short one. The Grandpa's is a very short segment in Uncle Grandpa, where several characters across CN's history all come to see who wins an award ceremony, but it all goes on Grandpa. This is a jab at Kids' Choice Award to SpongeBob, right? Yeah, it's a short segment, but I don't know, I think it's funny. Again, great commentary on Kids' Choice Award, and I appreciate that a few of the cameos get some lines. Also, why does Jack look so devious here? So as I discussed, Teen Titans Go. Kinda controversial. I don't think the hater is warranted. You know what show I do hate? Your favorite show. Also part of Girls Reboot. Just a complete downgrade from the original in every way. At least Go tried something new. This is just the old show but bad in every way. So what if they fought? TTG versus PPG. Has Mojo escaped to a world where the heroes don't do their job? Okay, I get it. The Titans suck at their job. Can we stop this, please? And they confirm Robin has voices in his head. So do I! I only listen to them occasionally. The girls didn't find the Titans. And for some reason the Titans keep mocking the girls for being young and childish. Bro, teen is literally in your name. Like, they mock the girls for their names being silly, but like, yeah, I doubt most people have their hearts struck with fear when they hear their attacker's name is Starfire. Oh yeah, and Cyborg and Beast Boy went with Mojo because they think his plan to make a monkey army is funny. Yeah, not a fan. Please God, I feel the annoying cartoon YouTuber curse overtaking like Venom. If I start acting like SpongeBob, it needs to always be high art, shoot me. Hi everyone, this is now an OKKO video. Frick you. For a very short-lived and admittedly somewhat forgotten show, they somehow managed to get 5 crossovers out of it. Most are pretty notable names. The hero's fate is interesting. Now you'd be forgiven for thinking this guy is just a Cloud Strife parody made for the show, but instead he's a Cloud Strife parody made by the OKKO's creator for a webcomic named RPG World. That parodied various RPG tropes, with the joke being that he's a generic RPG protagonist. It's pretty easy to understand even if you don't get the references. The episode is KO desperately wanting to level up in strength, even though his coworkers just want to stock off. Because the freaks that made this will take any opportunity to show Enid in a swimsuit. He then meets a hero, named Hero, smash ripped this off, who's going on a quest to level up. So KO teamed up with him to hopefully do so. From there, KO's ratioed before realizing he should just relax. And Hero decides to spend time with his wife. Yeah, simple episode. A lot of the upcoming ones were held back being only 11 minutes, but it's fun for what it is.
Well, that did nothing.
And we're back with OKKO. Well, crossing over with your own series is easy. Doing with something else is the real first step being epic, I think. I don't know, here's Power is Yours. Obviously, there's a Captain Planet crossover, where Blight teams up with Boxman to pollute the Earth. I do like that Boxman calls out how stupid the plan is, since it would end up killing them both, but they just kind of drop it immediately. Honestly, this is kind of just a standard Captain Planet episode, but slightly more self-aware. Still has a nice message which isn't as preachy as a classic series. I appreciate Captain Planet beating up Boxman and Blight before they held hands. This is a Christian channel. You know, this is actually a pretty depressing episode. Everyone besides Kwame left to get real jobs. They acknowledge that the world is almost nearly unsavable thanks to modern day pollution, and KO looks like this. Yeah, it's a fun episode. A good mix of being genuinely respectful of the series, while also lightly ripping it. It's fun. While I love the show, there's no doubt that Adventure Time really fell off in popularity near the end. There's still some banger episodes, but it totally lost most of its relevance before Fiona Cake came years later. Nothing shows how much they lost relevance than assigning to a Minecraft episode in the one singular year Minecraft wasn't the biggest game ever made. Yeah, it was interesting. At first, I can see it. Weird yet popular series about adventuring and finding new weapons, but they don't even try to justify why everyone is Minecraft now. Diamonds and Lemons, not sure why it's called that, Lemons only pure briefly. It's really just a silly little episode. Nothing grand, but it squeezed as much as you can out of these 11 minutes.
Jude, I only got 2.
Hey, y'all.
Jake is just tossing diamonds into lava casually. I think people would put on death row for this. Enderman Naruto runs. Thank goodness. Yeah, fun episode even if it's poorly timed. The whole aesthetic of everyone being blocky is really cool. It would have been really easy just to have a world be Minecraft. It's fun to see everyone get the treatment. I am so glad to see Ice King bricked up. Crossover Nexus is the most, this should have been double-length episode of a cartoon I've ever seen. It's not the writer's fault, it was solely CN's fault. They refused to let this be a special, leaving it to suffer. It's still good. It's a very fun celebration of CN's history. It takes place in CN City, with cameos from almost every CN show at the time. Main villain Strike is a really fun villain, albeit one who should have came back, and there's a meta aspect of it. A villain who leaves all these beloved characters as statues, literally X'd off. It's clearly meant to symbolize cancelization. Hence why Raven from Titans Go wasn't able to be taken out as the show is uncancelable. Garden and KO's friendship is also just so freaking cute, man. It makes sense, considering the relationships with similar characters. I just wish there was more. Maybe seeing more of the heroes and their fights with Strike. Like based on the statues, some like Kelsey fought back, others like Courage and the main group here were terrified, others like Rig seemingly tried to befriend him, and Knuckles came with the unlockable Stocky Machambo. Or just these 4 interacting more. Like again, I really like Garnet and KO's relationship. It does give us this pretty iconic shock of Ben turning into all the heroes of CN, about to punch Strike. And as I've been pointing out, it's fitting that Finn was the one to deliver the final blow, seeing as he basically revived CN. But it's kind of sad the only thing OKKO was known for is a scene with every CN show but its own. Overall, a decent episode. I just wish it was longer. There's more shows than just OKKO, I promise, but here's Monster Party. This is about Enid reuniting with her old friends. The girl monsters from an old Scooby-Doo movie. Okay, I should mention this in Johnny Bravo, but Scooby-Doo doesn't count as a main CN show, so I'm gonna talk about Dawson. Okay, I never brought it up before, but OKKO was such a freaking funny show. For all the really funny, quick visual gags, Enid just freaking yeeting a ghost into space. The ghouls are Enid's old friends who don't know she's no longer a witch instead of ninja. She tries to be her old self before revealing to them who she really is, and they accept her. Yeah, now looking into this, right, you can see it too. Besides that, there's a few fun nods to Scooby-Doo, like the retro animation of the flashback, a few catchphrases, and even a few non-Scooby-Doo references, like the random Ed, Ed and Eddie scene, and Grimm being on a magazine. Yeah, this is a lot of fun. It's really cool that some of the ghouls are voiced by their original actors. Also, Enid's mom appears in this episode. Alright, I did it. I mentioned the only 2 things people know about the show. Go me, go me, go me, go. Okay, brief break for OKKO. Kind of. Here's Money Magic Swords. The show is fine, I guess. I like all the different unique swords they have, but never really vibe with the comedy or characters. It just feels like a weaker OKKO. Let's Team Up Because We Aren't Bad Friends serves as the series finale, about how lame the main 2 are. So they kidnap their friends and force them to do an entire adventure. The episode is really nothing special. Nothing was particularly funny or creative. It's very much the episode of all time, befitting the show of all time. Oh, and I just kind of randomly summon Rad from OKKO, and he just kind of pals around. That's crossover aspect. Let's move on. Let's meet Sonic. What's my Sonic cartoon perspective? Dog, I'm tired. Okay, the OKKO rest stop is over. Domain expansion. Teen Titans Go. Cartoon Feud just kind of annoys me, man. Parody of Family Feud. As Titans vs. Mystery Gang. That's a fun idea, especially since they got the actual voice actors. My problem is the setup. Control Freak takes over their TV. You complain that the Titans take too much time on the schedule. People want old shows. But no, the first part is genuine criticism to see that it's staying of the network. People don't want old shows, they want new stuff. They play the game and it's fine. Questions are just why the Titans sucked and why Scooby Gang doesn't. But I appreciate the 20 seconds where they just talk about how great Frank Welker is. And it's not the worst thing I've ever seen from the show. Fred has a man shaped like a wiener living in his chest. Oh, Thundercats roar. The show everyone was frothing at the mouth at when it was announced. Crying it as the worst, most god-awful thing to ever release. Then it came out and people realized, oh wait, we don't gotta watch this. And it was immediately forgotten. Teen Titans Roar shows a meta take on it. Okay, I'm really getting sick of this. Yes, I get it. Loser adults hate baby shows. I would know. I'm a loser adult. But if you're gonna keep saying your show is just made for kids only, stop addressing the adults. The episode comes from the perspective of the Titans. We're all fans of the original who viciously hate the new show, besides Starfire, who never watched the original and finds Roar charming. I will say, I thought the joke about the petition was funny. Seriously, why do people keep submitting petitions to cancel or renew shows? When has that ever worked? 8 minutes into the episode, and they finally go into the show and interact with the Roar cast. It comes with an advertisement. The cats stomp the Titans in a fight, and they all talk about how funny the show is. With that said, Starfire and Snarf jumping is freaking adorable. I love it. And I thought her line at the end was funny.
Do not hurt my friends. They are just the entitled brats with the no manners.
Anyways, old Lion-O blesses the reboot, and everyone loves it. Epic! I don't know, I guess it has moments. Really, Roar isn't that bad in all honesty. But I'm getting tired of Go's have your cake eat it too mentality of bashing its audience while saying it's just a silly kid show. Also, reboot Lion-O. You're as beautiful as the day I lost you. Alright, I was looking forward to this one. Somehow, Teen Titans Go made a crossover with freaking Beetlejuice of all things. I love Beetlejuice so much. One of my favorite movies. So honestly, I'm excited to watch Ghostwood the most. Basically, the Titans had their Halloween ruined, and they need someone to help refine it. So they sell him Beetlejuice. An interesting thing about this juice is his voice. Being a straight Michael Keaton impersonation, he's voiced by Alec Brightman. You might know him for voicing Adam and Serpentis in Hazbin Hotel this year, but he's probably best known for playing Beetlejuice in the stage play. That's a really cool choice. And they really keep him in line with the original character, complete with the fun cartoon shenanigans, him just literally actually murdering the entire team. This is in reverse, by the way. Cannot believe the team is dead. I don't know, I enjoyed this episode. It's shorter than it should be, leading to a very rushed pacing of Beetlejuice appearing. He quickly betrays the team. Then Raven just kind of summons the sandworm. But my love of Beetlejuice gets me to actually enjoy this episode a bit. Victor and Valentino. Certainly another show of all time. It's fine enough. But Victor is really annoying. I do like the mystic aspect of it. We're all creatures of Mexican folklore. But it's one of the weaker shows season has. Villainy in Monte Macabre is one of its more interesting episodes though. It brings in the fully Mexican produced CN show Villainous. It was technically the first time it aired in the US. We start with finding out Dementia is into hentai.
Tentacles are such a good look on you, boss.
Also, there's a disguised hero, Monte Macabre. So Black Cat sends Dementia and Flug to capture them. But since it's disguised, they team up with the brothers without telling them what's going on. The two team up with their respective nerd and cool person duo, until they find out that his hero is this baby, who's actually a recurring character. Funnily enough, they do capture it, and this character is never seen for the rest of the show. Black Cat mentions craving calamari earlier, so he definitely a child. This episode is pretty fun actually. Really, I just like the Villainous cast, so seeing Lem being able to interact with people who don't know who they are is fun. Especially Dementia, she's like if Harley Quinn wasn't annoying.
Yeah, sock the squid.
Close enough. Back to Teen Titans with a crossover with Freakazoid. So, You're a Freakazoid. Yes. Hugbeast starts with the Brand Loeb breaking into Warner Brothers' lot to make the most evil scheme possible. To combat him, they summon the Freakazoid at even odds. Keep the humor of Freakazoid really well, which makes sense. It's a very wacky comedic show, so it's fitting. Weirdly, despite every episode I've seen of Go having Robin be proud of how annoying and nonsensical his team are, the whole episode has him annoyed at how goofy Freakazoid is. I wish he was more serious. But like, shouldn't he logically love that? I don't know, I think this episode of a kid's show isn't trying to do with consistency. But they go to fight Brand Loeb, whose evil plan is turn people into dogs. Wait, isn't that the plot of the first Powerpuff Girls episode? Oh well, they initiate the self-destruct and they win. Epic. Oh, the Ben 10 reboot. It's far from the worst thing ever. Honestly, it has some fun ideas. Creative use of the aliens, some fun new villains. It's definitely not as bad as other reboots we've covered. That's something I've never read home about, but it's a passable series. Something I especially appreciate is that it takes matter base from other series besides the classic show, which usually get ignored. Ben Gen 10 takes a bit from the most overlooked parts of this franchise. And guess from the title, it's another Generator X crossover with Ben 10. It includes my favorite part of Generator X. Creepy talking s'mores with realistic eyes. Unlike the other one, where Ben gets transported to a new world, this kind of has Ben and Bobo in the Ben 10 world naturally. It actually has a cool thing of everyone getting infected with nanites. So Ben and Rex need to team up to fight possessed Omnitrix human fusions. Honestly, a really cool idea. I think it's done pretty well. Yeah, the art style and animation aren't as good as the original shows, but it's still a pretty fun episode. It has some good fight scenes. I think Bobo gives a fun dynamic with the rest of the cast. I appreciate they brought back the original voices for Rex and Bobo, though sadly not 6. Yeah, it's nowhere near the original, but I really enjoyed this one. It's actually pretty decent. And immediately after that, the show died. But hey, at least they threw out their biggest episode, Alien Extinction. This episode brings out every power scaler's bane, Alien X. This time not a transformation, but instead an extra-dimensional villain who goes across realms stealing Omnitrixes and killing Bens. To repeat what I said last segment, I think the biggest problem with this show is the art style. Everything about Alien X and the fights would be so much cooler if everything wasn't so stiff and fat looking. Their 4 shows have such striking looks, but the reboot just can't compare with the more stiff, bland art style, especially when it wants to look more dynamic. This especially comes true when the alternate Bens appear. Oh yeah, I should address that. All the Bens from old shows appear, but since the reboot breaks a few rules from old continuity, this is just a fun crossover and not a canon-related thing. But yeah, these characters look fine minus the shrunken faces. Especially this scene. God, it's so gross. Oh, this is gross Grandpa Max. Why is he a thumb? The older version looks so much better. This isn't Big Chill though, so it is very epic and cool and base and epic and good and great. My friend and I love Big Chill. Actually, yeah, it's cool to see aliens that were on the reboot previously. I like the new take on X actually. Being a trailer transformation, they lost his Max and Gwen. Besides, no one else can have their family. Yeah, he's significantly weaker, but hey, they wouldn't be able to beat him if he wasn't as strong as the original, so it's fine. It's not the best episode or anything, but it's fine. Anyways, Ben T-poses. Hey, remember the Family Feud episode, Teen Titans? Here it is again. Superhero Feud has the same plot of Control Freak tracking the Titans, and now the superhero girls in a Family Feud game before trying to kill them, and they team up. The Scooby-Doo one was funnier. I do want to watch Superhero Girls after this, since I maybe have never seen it. But, yeah, nothing too special here.
I told you it was the laser shooting eyeballs!
I guess we couldn't have enough of Superhero Girls and Teen Titans, because we now have Space House, a 4-part miniseries with the 2 teams moving into futuristic house as roommates. Part 1 has them moving in, but unfortunately there's an imposter among us. Oh, we see the rooms everyone in this episode. I'm gonna rank all the rooms. Worst is the toilet room because that's gross, and then the anti-gravity room because the pro not to wake up be flying right into the fan. Then the cryotube room because that's a giant bright light next to my bed. But it does have an alien, so that's cool. Then the room with metal walls because why would I need that? Then the water bed because the movie has an effect on me. Then the room with a view because it's pretty. Then the massage bed because that's relaxing. And finally the entertainment system because I can display anything there. Like a loving family. I could use those. The second episode has Beast Boy grow envious of Green Lantern's ring, so they go into Zatanna's hat to achieve it. Which, like, it's fun, but why is this part of the arc where they're in a special house? Part of it is I'm trying to stop a meteor. There's an A after that first E, by the way. You just can't see because this video is an arbitrary piece of entertainment. Also, Steve Trevor appears in fantasy. He's just dead inside. The final part was just a plan by Brainiac, kidnap a bunch of heroes and use them as dolls. But he's also a loser, so the heroes said to help him. They give him advice on how to get a girlfriend, and they said he shouldn't give snapping turtles as a gift. This is a lie. All the millions of women in the striped harem I've gotten by giving them snapping turtles. Why do I have so many snapping turtles? Overall, yeah, it's fun enough. I like these better than most of the Go crossovers. Albeit it's pretty unconnected instead of a full plot. We now get what is undoubtedly the weirdest crossover here. We Baby Bears is already a strange show. It goes against the sacred We Baby Bears lore by having a more fantastical edge to it. It doesn't follow the flashbacks we see in the original show, and Toby Fox is in it. Also, there's Otter the Fascist People. What's really weird though is the episode of Witches. It starts pretty usual. The bears find a new place, it's Halloween themed, they frick around, and now the witch trio from Summer Camp Island gets summoned. Holy frick, I can continue being the only person who's ever discussed this show on YouTube. Really from there, it's just the trio's getting into some magic shenanigans. Then freaking Van Helsing tries to kill them all. Definitely not as grand as some of the other episodes here, but honestly these shows match each other's vibe really well. And I'm the biggest Summer Camp Island fan in the world, by default. So yeah, it's fun. Also frogs, I like frogs. I did not need to know the bears go to the bathroom in the box though. That's ridiculous. Gross. Don't touch them, you idiot. You'll get every single disease. It was originally a fitting way to end this video. Teen Titans Warner's 100th anniversary special. Yeah, why are the Titans of all characters on a house anniversary? Like, I'll bring it up in my upcoming Looney Tunes video, but like, shouldn't it be, you know, Bugs Bunny, the mascot? Oh well. This at least gives us the first time Jim Powers been acknowledged in a decade. Really, this is a lot of fun, since they do include a wide variety of Warner characters as guests. Like Buddy the Elf of all characters, CN characters old and new, and mostly ton DC characters, since it's easier to include them than make new designs. The plot, though, is actually that Michigan J. Frog of all characters is the only he's left off the guest list. So he shatters the Warner shield and destroys Warner, but the Titans, Yogi, Daphne, and Gizmo need to work together to get the shield back together and save Warner. Also, for some reason, they came up with the Brain Gremlin. I said this before, but Gremlin's really just the Earthbound of Warner. Also, they bring up a Gremlins can't be in the sun, but, weirdly, they go into a world that's clearly Harry Potter, but never refer to it as such. Nor do any Harry Potter characters appear. Listen, I definitely prefer Once Upon a Studio's more charming take. Show all the characters as actors and have a more down-to-earth feel. But this has a giant green robot gremlin, so this is better. And it's cute, but it really lacks the punch a 100th anniversary special should have. Michigan J. Frog shatters the Warner shield that's stated to control all Warner. That means it controls the infinite multiverses of DC, Ben 10, Adventure Time, and more. Meaning that since Michigan J. Frog shattered it casually, he is canonically the strongest character in all of Warner history. And the heroes absorbed it, meaning I could argue in fact that Yogi Bear sold anime and having 100% genuine. Wow, wouldn't it be a great way to end this video? Yeah, it would have been so great. It was the plan. I had it all written and everything, and then like I was about to record, and then I realized, oh frick, there's apparently a new crossover. So I hope this one doesn't suck balls. Unleashed is a crossover between Lunatics Unleashed and, you guessed it, Teen Titans Go. Listen, I don't like Lunatics Unleashed. I watched it for a video that's coming up in February, so but God, does this episode suck? Yes, Lunatics is bad. Everyone knows that. That's the problem. Everyone knows that. There's nothing new here. It's the same joke criticism we've had for 2 decades. I mean, I think Trigon just finding out killing Lunatics is funny, but then he decides they need to replace Lunatics with a superhero team no one would miss. And you already know the punchline. Listen, Dope has some good moments, but if you're to keep making the same joke that you suck, expect people to think that you suck. I mean, I think the new forms the team gets is cool, but like, where's the crossover aspect of this crossover? The Lunatics get 5 seconds of screen time. It's a very lame episode. Forgive you for making me add this back to the script, Jerry. Wow, those are some good crossover episodes. Better than my crossover with Stripe 2. I'll kill you! So I guess I gotta rank these, right? Alright, worst to best. Let's team up because we aren't bad friends. Unleashed. TTG versus PPG. Members only. Let's Get Serious. Superhero Feud. Cartoon Feud. Hug Bees. Teen Titans Roar. Warner Brothers 100th Anniversary Special. Space House. I Am My Lifetime. Alien Extinction. TGIS. Ben Gen 10. The Ghost with the Most. A Hero's Journey. The Grampies. Crossover Nexus. Villainy of Monte Macabre. Patriot of History. Dynamite. The Power Is Yours. Witches. Say Uncle. Let's Meet Sonic. Monster Party. Diamonds and Lemons. Bravo Doobie Doo. Modern Primitives. Grim Adventures of KMD. And finally, Heroes United. I hope we get more of these, but we won't. The best crossover is Card Network and the Morgue. Okay, that was depressing. I need something lighter to end this off. Stripe 2 got any ideas? Ah, what a jokester. I'm wanted in 30 states.
Uncle Grandpa, this doesn't seem safe.
Don't worry, kid. I'm wearing a helmet.
Hello, everybody. I'm Dad. Whoa, peace.
Give you $1,000 to keep that in. I have that recorded. I have that recorded. He's held to it. He's held to it.